In this video, I'll share 7 tips for getting home with amazing wall hanger landscape photos. I'm on my way across Denmark to a promising location, and I'm very excited to see if it's just as amazing as I think it is. However, before we go, we need to do a bit of planning. Now, before we write this one off as a boring one, let me say I've missed a lot of great shots because of not doing my research before going to a new location. A good place to start is by using Google Maps to get a broad idea of what you can expect. You want to know about the travel time to the location, how long you have to walk with your gear, and find the nearest parking lot. So I just checked the weather, and for tomorrow it's looking maybe not so good, but Saturday morning it looks excellent. I've just checked all trails to see what kind of photos people have posted for the last couple of days or the past weeks, because in this area sometimes it's like dry, but every 7 years it gets flooded, and that's when the lakes appear. At least it looks promising. In landscape photography, there's really only one type of weather that's bad weather, and that is a completely cloudless sky. This is so amazing. I didn't know we had this kind of moorland in Denmark. So much more dramatic than what I imagined. All I need now is some clouds. When you've found a great subject, you want the audience to pay attention to it. So how do you do that? We are instinctively drawn towards following lines to see where it ends. So you can use leading lines in your composition with your main subject placed somewhere along the leading lines. There's this old pine tree just down here, this branch that's broken off, and I think it points quite nicely out into the lake, almost a bit to the right, and then we have these kind of long grasses that's pointing a little bit back again into the scene and off into the background. I think this works quite nicely. When I first started out in landscape photography, I always used a wide-angle lens, but sometimes it actually hurts the composition more than it benefits. However, it also makes distant objects seem even further away, making them seem much less significant than they really are. As terrible as yesterday evening was, as beautiful this morning simply is. This is absolutely stunning. I mean, look at this beautiful fog that's rolling in. There's a little bit of breeze this morning, so there's not really any reflection or possible for reflections right now at least, but I think this morning just has to be about separating all the trees from each other so you can see them as layers in the distance. I think I got this one. I'll try to see if I can find some other compositions just a little bit over here. Yeah, I'll do that. I just spotted some large hoof prints from a stag or something like that. It's very big. These are huge. Okay. One of the most challenging things with landscape photography is that we have this amazing three-dimensional scene, but when we capture it, it becomes two-dimensional, and it can easily look flat unless we do something to capture the depth of the scene. Separation or adding some space between the elements in the scene will help you do that, but another way is to include a foreground output. This enables us to see the different layers in the scene, with a foreground, a middle ground, and a background. So I have 3 compositions here that I've tried out. I think I actually prefer the one with the heather just down in front here, because if I get a low perspective, then I can get a layer with the trees lining up just behind it. And here it's a little more difficult. I also suggest that you wait to use the tripod until you have found the composition you want to work with. You can work faster, get more different compositions if you start by trying out all the compositions you have in mind without a tripod. It slows you down, but in low light landscape photography it's absolutely necessary. So I suggest that you frame the scene handheld first and make a mental note for the compositions that work. Then you set up your tripod when the light is right and you start capturing the first composition. When you're happy with it, you can move on to the next one you noted. This is absolutely stunning. I'm so stoked and happy that the weather turned out good this morning, because yesterday it was awful. Actually has a quite nice reflection here. I think we just have this like ugly mud track in the foreground. Maybe I'll just crop it out, or maybe I'll fine tune it with the camera by just repositioning it in a little while. Actually, I just found out that there was a tree at the edge that was like half, almost cut. So I just like turned the angle just a tiny bit. I found this extraordinary looking tree out there in the middle of the lake. It almost looks like a bonsai tree. So what I tried to do here is, it's quite far away, and to get a little bit of depth in the image, I've also included this piece of heather down here in the foreground. So it adds like a lot of three-dimensionality into the image.